Thanks for coming back to part 2 of this Gibson Trojan demo review. I threw a set of Thomastik Plectrums on there. They're my favorite strings, so if you've never tried them, man, seek them out. They're amazing. Email me if you can't find them. I'll tell you where to get them. Quick ad for them. Very well thought out set of strings. The high E and B are brass coated, steel strings. The A, E, and D, the A, D, and G strings are a flat wound bronze, and the low E is a round wound bronze. All polished bronze there on the wounds, and a silk inlay in the wound strings as well. Flexible core in all the wound strings, and even when these strings get old, the core is still flexible. I find they last a long time. The set is amazingly well balanced if you play with a light touch, and they have heavier strings and lighter strings actually. The lights might as well be electrics. I'm using the AC 111s. It goes 11, 14, 19, 27, 36, and 50. Playing with a light touch there, a relatively light touch. A little harder there. I adjusted the truss rod when I put these strings on because they're a little lighter than what was on there, so the truss rod works fine. I gave it about 1/4 to 3/8 of a turn loose. A little bit of buzz on the open E. Goes away when you fret at the first fret. So there you have it. If you've got money, lots of money, and you want a nice piece of Gibson history, remember there's only 39 or 40 of these out there ever made. Since this was an economy guitar back in the day, probably half are destroyed and gone, and there aren't too many of these out there that are alive and kicking, and this is, I would still consider, pretty good condition. Ring's great. And plays great, and I chose these strings because it's what I like, and I plan on playing this until someone buys it. So alright, thanks for joining. If you got money and want it, up on eBay, bid to win. See you next time. God bless.